In the vast mountain forests, local communities face a constant hidden challenge: wild boars. These animals are known for their strength and aggression, and their destructive behavior often leaves crops ruined, forcing farmers to watch their hard work vanish overnight. Organized hunts in such regions are not just ordinary outings, but coordinated efforts to protect the livelihoods of people who depend on the land. The terrain is rugged, with dense foliage limiting visibility and making every movement uncertain. In these conditions, speed, cooperation, and precision are crucial. Equipped with trained hounds and necessary gear, teams venture into the forest to confront the threat. When the dogs pick up a scent, the silence of the forest quickly transforms. Barking signals that the animals are near, and the team closes in. Wild boars, powerful and unpredictable, often charge or resist fiercely when cornered. Quick decisions and accurate shots are required to ensure both safety and success. At times, injured boars attempt to escape, but with the relentless pursuit of trained dogs, their movements are soon contained. Once surrounded, hunters can act with precision to prevent further damage to crops and property. Each successful action not only reduces the immediate danger, but also demonstrates the vital role of dogs as essential partners in the hunt. In several moments, wild boars have been observed charging directly toward the hounds, showcasing the risk involved in every encounter. A fraction of a second can make the difference between safety and harm. With calm focus and steady aim, hunters act to stop the animals before they can cause injury. The dense brush of the mountain forest adds further difficulty. At any moment, a boar can emerge from hiding, forcing teams to remain constantly alert. The hounds, with their sharp instincts, provide early warnings, giving just enough time for preparation. When the animals appear, swift and decisive action ends the confrontation before the threat escalates. Each effort is part of a larger mission: to restore balance, protect farmland, and reduce the fear caused by unchecked wild boar populations. While the tension in these hunts is high, they are carried out responsibly, within legal frameworks, and with respect for regulations that govern sustainable wildlife management. Beyond the mountains, this struggle is not unique. Across the United States, farmers face similar challenges. Wild boars, numbering in the millions, cause extensive agricultural damage each year, with losses estimated in the billions of dollars. They plow through fields, uproot crops, and turn fertile farmland into wastelands. To counter this growing threat, specialized teams are often deployed. These groups rely on planning, tracking skills, and trained hounds to locate and manage the animal. By dividing into smaller units, each with defined roles, the operations become more efficient. Dogs lead the chase, while hunters position themselves strategically to intercept the targets. Such coordinated efforts highlight the ongoing struggle between agriculture and wildlife. They reflect not only the resilience of farming communities, but also the importance of maintaining balance between human activity and natural ecosystems. From a distance, the sound of barking dogs echoed through the forest. A chase had begun. Suddenly, a wild boar emerged, charging forward at full speed. Quick, precise shots were fired, and after a tense struggle, the animal was brought down. This dramatic encounter highlighted both the strength of the boar and the ongoing challenges they posed to communities living nearby. The hunt had only just started, with the team moving toward the ambush site deep in the forest. Soon, another target appeared. Through binoculars, a large group of boars was seen tearing through crops with destructive force. Every movement at this stage required caution and accuracy, as wild boars are fast, resilient, and unpredictable. A well-placed shot struck one in the shoulder, but the noise startled the rest of the herd, sending them fleeing into the dense trees. Though the escape complicated the task, the team's determination only grew stronger. Carefully positioned hunters anticipated the boar's escape routes, waiting with focus and patience. When a boar charged from cover, initial shots missed, but a second attempt succeeded, bringing the animal down. Each success was more than just a moment of triumph. It was part of a larger mission to protect farmland and restore safety for local villagers. After a midday break, the search continued toward the fields. Groups were dispersed to cover more ground, sweeping the area for signs of the animals. From a ridge above the valley, hunters watched intently, ready to act at a moment's notice. As predicted, two boars burst out from the thicket and ran toward the grasslands. In seconds, two precise shots were fired, and both targets were brought down. Overhead, herons scattered into the sky, a reminder of the fragile balance between wildlife and human activity. Advanced long-range rifles played a key role in the day's operation. At one point, a boar was taken down from afar with exceptional accuracy, the shot marked by a plume of smoke that quickly faded into the air. Later, in the tall grass, another animal attempted to hide, but the effort was in vain. With calm precision, the hunters completed the task, ending the day's operation. The events demonstrated the skill and coordination required to manage wild boar populations, as well as the broader commitment to protecting farmland. For local communities, these efforts meant relief. Crops could grow without fear of being destroyed overnight. Yet, the problem was far from solved. The fight against wild boar invasions continues, as farmers and authorities seek long-term solutions to balance agriculture with wildlife management. Elsewhere in the world, particularly in regions like Queensland, wild boars also present serious threats. Massive animals have been seen breaking through reinforced fencing, leaving fields in ruin. Agricultural losses from these invasions have reached tens of millions of dollars, prompting swift government intervention. Specialized teams are deployed not simply to control the animals, but to prevent greater economic and ecological damage. This is more than a hunt, it is a struggle for stability and survival in rural landscapes. It is a battle to protect crops, restore peace to the countryside, and safeguard the livelihoods of farming families. Each operation underscores the resilience of those involved and the urgency of finding sustainable strategies to confront the growing challenge. A sudden alert from a modern tracking device signaled the presence of movement. The hunter froze in place, rifle steady, waiting. From the dense cover, a massive wild boar emerged. A single well-placed shot brought the animal down instantly. It was a decisive moment, and only the beginning of a demanding operation. Moving along the edge of the field, thick brush restricted visibility, requiring complete focus. Every sense was on high alert. Then, the stillness was broken by an unusual sound. Another shot followed, and dust rose as another large boar burst into view. Careful firing prevented its escape, ensuring that the threat was neutralized. Soon after, a call from teammates redirected attention to another area. The vehicle sped across the open ground until a dark figure appeared, charging at great speed. Abandoning the vehicle, the hunter took a steady position and fired with precision. The animal collapsed within moments. With each success, the fields gained a measure of safety, but the mission was far from complete. As dusk descended, small groups moved quietly into position under cover of darkness. Patience was essential. Through advanced binoculars, shapes of wild boars foraging in the night became visible. A series of precise shots followed, bringing the situation under control. On the opposite side of the field, another herd appeared. With seasoned accuracy, each shot struck true, and the threat was removed. Throughout the night, sharp echoes of gunfire rang through the air. More herds were spotted and swiftly dealt with, reducing the immediate danger. The results brought temporary peace to farmland, though the challenge remains ongoing. Wild boar populations grow rapidly, often far beyond expectations, and their speed, capable of reaching nearly 30 miles per hour, makes them formidable when they charge through rugged terrain. In regions such as the mountains of Turkey, these animals present even greater challenges. The steep slopes and dense cover test the limits of those managing the population, while the damage to crops and local ecosystems grows steadily. Early mornings often begin with specialized vehicles climbing the slopes, teams preparing carefully for the day ahead. Once hounds pick up the scent, the action unfolds quickly. Wild boars often emerge suddenly from undergrowth, charging without warning. In such conditions, precision and calm response are critical. Each successful takedown means fewer threats to nearby farms and less destruction of vital crops. The dense forest pose additional risks, as herds use shadows and thick vegetation for cover. Teams must form coordinated perimeters, ensuring escape routes are cut off. Split-second decisions determine the outcome, with each encounter balancing risk against protection of the land. On many occasions, wild boars break through checkpoints at high speed. In these moments, quick reflexes, and accuracy prevent further danger. The conclusion of each operation brings temporary calm to regions often plagued by chaos. Yet, the cycle continues. The ongoing efforts against destructive herds highlight both the resilience of rural communities and the importance of effective wildlife management.